For years, fans watched Yo Gotti publicly admire Angela Simmons, rapping about her, tweeting her name, and manifesting the love he always wanted. And when the dream finally became a reality, the culture celebrated. It was the moment when Down in the DM turned into a real-life romance, the hood fairy tale, the she finally gave him a chance story. But behind the public declarations and Instagram perfection was a truth neither of them could escape. Because just days ago, Yo Gotti finally broke his silence. And the reason he left Angela Simmons, it wasn't cheating, it wasn't distance. It was something deeper, something personal, painful, and often misunderstood. Yo Gotti reportedly revealed that Angela was struggling with a sex addiction, a battle she kept hidden behind the filtered photos and motivational quotes. And once he uncovered the truth, he realized that love alone wasn't going to save them. Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti had one of hip-hop's most unexpected and most adored love stories. She was the preacher's daughter turned fashion mogul. He was the Memphis street king turned business boss. They came from two different worlds, but when their paths finally crossed romantically, it just made sense. Gotti had been publicly crushing on her for years. It became part of his image. Every interview, every freestyle, every tweet had fans rooting for him like he was chasing the prom queen. And when Angela finally gave him a shot, the moment went viral. Black Twitter was lit. He got the girl. Memes flooded timelines. People started calling it proof that manifestation was real. Together, they were picture perfect. Date nights, beach vacations, coordinated fits at NBA games. Angela posted photos of them cuddling in private jets. Gotti captioned photos with "My World." It felt like a new chapter for both of them, one rooted in realness, redemption, and grown-up love. But behind the glitz, cracks started to form, quietly. At first, it was easy to miss. Angela was known for being flirty online, leaving fire emojis under certain rappers' posts, posting sensual workout videos, and maintaining a strong single-girl boss energy even while in a relationship. Fans thought it was harmless. But to Yo Gotti, it started to feel off. Insiders close to Gotti say he began to notice certain patterns, mood swings, emotional distance, disappearances that didn't make sense. Nights where she'd come home with a cold detachment, followed by moments of intense affection the next day. Gotti, a man who had fought to be in her life, started to feel like a stranger in his own relationship. He wasn't possessive, he wasn't jealous, he just felt unsettled. When he brought it up, Angela reportedly brushed it off. She blamed stress, business, the pressure of being a mom. But the explanations didn't add up. Then came the texts, the messages from unfamiliar names, the sudden trips she couldn't explain, the attention she seemed to need constantly, not just from Gotti, but from everywhere. According to a leaked private conversation between Gotti and one of his longtime friends, Angela was struggling with something even she hadn't fully accepted, a compulsive need for intimacy and validation. Gotti allegedly said, "It wasn't about cheating. It was about her needing attention, needing closeness, even if it wasn't from me. I realized I wasn't her partner. I was her anchor while she floated through whatever she was dealing with." The turning point reportedly came when Gotti gently asked her to consider therapy. Not as a judgment, but as support. He offered to go with her, to work through it together, but Angela wasn't ready. She denied the problem and, according to sources, insisted she was handling it. But for Gotti, watching someone he loved spiral into self-sabotage while refusing help was more painful than any betrayal. Unlike most celebrity splits, there was no statement, no Twitter war, no subliminal jabs. One day, the photos disappeared from their pages. The captions were gone. The couple that had once been the internet's favorite suddenly didn't exist online. Speculation spread fast. Some assumed they broke up due to jealousy or business conflicts. Others thought Angela simply wanted to be single again. But slowly, clues emerged. A cryptic lyric from Gotti, a deleted tweet, and then whispers of Angela's unspoken battle began surfacing in online forums and gossip blogs. Suddenly, everyone was an expert. Social media exploded with hot takes. Some fans mocked her. Others defended her. But very few stopped to consider the reality. Sex addiction is real. It's not about promiscuity or drama. It's a mental health condition, often linked to childhood trauma, abandonment, or loss. Angela, who lost her fiancé, Sutton Tennyson, to gun violence and raised her son alone, had never truly addressed the trauma publicly. Maybe this was her way of coping, of filling a void she never talked about. As usual, the internet had no chill. Memes popped up within hours. Yo Gotti dodged a bullet trended. Influencers turned the story into content. TikToks broke down her past relationships. Everyone had an opinion, but few had empathy. Mental health advocates began pushing back. This isn't tea, one tweet read, it's trauma. Therapists and trauma experts spoke up, reminding audiences that sex addiction isn't about being wild or fast. It's often a response to deep emotional wounds. One viral video broke it down perfectly. We celebrate men for their sexual freedom but shame women when their behavior becomes compulsive. What Angela may be dealing with isn't moral failure, it's untreated pain. And that's where the cultural conversation shifted. Through it all, Yo Gotti kept it classy. He never publicly dragged Angela. He didn't post thirst traps. He didn't jump into a rebound situation. Instead, he poured his energy into the studio, the gym, and his family. In a new song teased online, Gotti rapped, "Gave her peace, gave her time / gave her love she couldn't find / but she was dancing with her past while I was trying to build the future." Fans immediately connected the dots. It wasn't bitterness, it was heartbreak in lyric form. Close friends say Gotti still cares about Angela, but he realized something powerful. You can't save someone who hasn't chosen to heal. Angela, for her part, hasn't addressed the rumors directly, but her recent posts tell a story. Bible quotes, self-help affirmations, pictures of her meditating, reading, spending time with her son. Gone are the ultra-glam posts and thirsty captions. What's left feels raw. One caption read, "Healing is hard, but pretending is harder." Another said, "I don't need to be perfect. I need to be present." She's been quieter, more focused, more human, and maybe that's the best possible outcome from all of this, not scandal, but self-discovery. This wasn't the ending anyone wanted. Not Gotti, not Angela, not the fans. We wanted a wedding, a baby, a happily ever after. But real life doesn't care about hashtags. Sometimes the love of your life meets you at the wrong chapter. Sometimes the person you've prayed for walks into your life before you've healed enough to receive them. And sometimes you have to let go, not because you don't care, but because you finally do for yourself. So what's the takeaway? Yo Gotti didn't walk away because he stopped loving Angela. He walked away because he started loving himself more. He realized that a relationship without healing becomes a cycle, and that no matter how much you pour into someone, you can't fill a cup with holes. And Angela, if the rumors are true, she's now facing something millions of people deal with privately: the need to unravel their trauma without shame. If she chooses healing, real healing, maybe one day her story can empower others who feel the same void. But right now, both of them are doing the bravest thing anyone in a broken love story can do. They're moving forward. Not together, but not in hatred either. Just separately, in peace. What do you think? Was Yo Gotti right to walk away? Should Angela speak her truth publicly? Is the internet too quick to judge when people are privately hurting? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it real. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next drop.